This one is automatic. It's still the R. This one's going to be a little bit more expensive just because it is the automatic. I think it's like $1 to $2 grand more. Nothing crazy. So you'll notice here instead of the gear shifter, you've got your reverse neutral drive, and this is actually a manual mode.
Okay, for paddle shifters.
Use the paddle shifters.
Okay.
Yep. How are your mirrors?
Let me push this one a little bit out.
Push it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Get any further.
That's probably as good as you're gonna get, right? All right, thanks. Okay, thanks. All right, guys. So now we're driving the automatic one. So I'm just testing both of them just to see how they are. From what I have gathered, doing some research in the Slingshot between the manual and the automatic transmission feels somewhat clunky. So if you're able to roll your own gears, I mean, the Slingshot R manual might be the best option for you. Just like we did with the other Slingshot, you're gonna see that this is gonna have a touchscreen. It's gonna come with Apple Play, just the same features: traction control, your hazards, your lights. You're gonna have Slingshot Mode. So right now it's engaged. I can definitely tell you, if you have one of these, Slingshot Mode is the way to go. But it's gonna have the rear view camera. For the automatic version, it's going to be around $2,000 more. So if you just buy the base one, so you're going to be around $31,000, $32,000. Add a couple of grand more to that, so you're going to have $34,000 before you add your dealer tax and fees and any type of customization that you might be doing to your Slingshot. So let's take it out here. One thing that I have to say that I like about the transmission is just that they have done it kind of like a sports car. You have your neutral, your drive, and they also have M for manual. And basically what you do, you have the ability to shift through your paddle gears here, and by doing so you have the ability just to control your control the Slingshot a little bit more. Right now I'm gonna guess that because we have it on Slingshot Mode, it's holding the gears a little bit longer. Right now our RPMs are around 2300 RPM, and it's like holding steady in place. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that's because we have it on Slingshot Mode. So let's go ahead and just get back out here and just to see how this goes. So here we are again, guys. I know I said it on my previous video, these gloves are the bomb when it comes to touchscreen. As you can see, I mean, you're able to move stuff up and down. I've had these gloves now for a little bit of time. These are the Revit ones, so if you like to have control of your electronic devices while you're riding, these gloves are going to be perfect for you. So I'm just waiting to get over here and get over to the main road and just to see how things are. Just like your other Slingshot, guys, you have the ability to buy additional storage, which will be right over here. The storage is going to be usually one over here, one over here. You're going to have one that's going to be right here in between the driver and the passenger. You also have a storage compartment right behind the seats, which is going to allow you to store a full face helmet. So you have those options. Since I just got off the other one, I'm here looking for a gear. So let's see. Right off the bat, I hate the automatic transmission. I don't know if you're able to see, the transmission holds the gears for so long that you almost feel like you're like a novice, manual driver. You give it gas, put the clutch, engage the gear, let the clutch out, and then go again. So if you ask me, they have a lot of work to do when it comes to their automatic transmission. I know they've done some revision regarding the automatic transmission, but if you ask me, they got to do a lot more because it doesn't feel like native to the car. Let's go ahead and just give it. just from this very short test ride, if you ask me, I will not buy the automatic. You definitely feel the transmission going in between the gears. It's not seamless at all. You almost feel like you're being jerked back and forth, and I'm sure you were able to see that. As you can see, the RPM like going, holding, engaging the gear, giving it, you know, going again. If you ask me, not very intuitive at all, and not one I will buy. I would definitely wait to see if they have the automatic transmission kind of worked on a little bit more better, because jokes aside, I don't see how anybody can actually enjoy riding this motorcycle. Now, they should probably look into Honda to see if they can get some feedback. Honda and their DCT transmission, that is literally like a sports car. It has a dual clutch. It's very seamless. Those gears are going to be basically going one after the other. Like if you were on a sports car, you don't even feel it. This one, the complete opposite. And if you notice earlier, when I was going, it kind of just like held the gear for even longer, till I don't know if the computer is trying to analyze what gear to go into, or just what's going on. But it's honestly, it's not good at all if you ask me. Now, the riding quality, as far as comfort, it feels good. You know, you have all the same features that you have on your other car, but it doesn't feel good at all. So let me wait for these cars to pass by here. And I want to go ahead and just give it the beans one more. I give it the beans just to see how it rides. So as you can see, it's almost like if you're riding a manual car, because I want you to look at the RPM there. Look at the RPM. As you can see, it's like almost like if you were like trying to give a clutch. Let's see. All the way down. So let me go ahead and put it for comfort. Maybe it's just that I'm trying to ride this in sport mode the whole time, and it's not the way it should be. Nope, the same way, guys. So whether you have it in comfort or you have it on Slingshot mode, the transmission is not going to change anything. I know that we're doing some updates to the transmission just to go ahead and make the automatic be more responsive, as well as update the Slingshot mode. But if you ask me, they have a long ways to go when it comes to the automatic transmission. Let's go ahead and try the manual mode. Right now we have it on sport mode, so let's go ahead and right there you can see the gears. It's going to tell you that we're in fourth gear, third. Nope. With the paddle shifters, it's going to feel just the same. It's just instead of the computer selecting what gear you should be and when it should shift, you're doing that. However, that same pause that you saw in between the gears is going to be present whether you have it on drive mode or whether you have it on manual mode. So, I mean, not my cup of tea, guys. Not my cup of tea. So I guess he wants me to go, so but I want to show you guys what I'm in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in manual mode. I'm gonna stop here. There's no cars behind me. So right now we have it on manual mode. You can see that we're on manual because you're gonna see the gear right there, and when we started it, we drive M for manual. So watch, I'm gonna shift. You see, it's like thinking to shift. Here we go again. There we go. So I mean, if you ask me, you might as well, if you're gonna buy this Slingshot Automatic, you might as well just go ahead and drive it on Slingshot mode and leave it in drive. Don't even bother with the manual mode, because you're definitely not doing anything different. I know it's not the same car, it's not the same, you know, same vehicle, whatever, but if you have ever ridden a DCT Honda, the beautiful thing about the DCT transmission is that you go ahead and you engage the manual transmission, and it just goes like that. You go into, you know, whatever gear you're going, you engage it, you either go up and down and you're automatically in that gear, versus the Slingshot kind of, he thinks about it to see if he wants to go into gear and then he shifts. So guys, I just wanted to give you a comparison between the Slingshot R, the manual one, and the automatic. If you ask me, guys, I will definitely go with the manual if you're able to drive manual. If you don't know how to drive manual, I will learn how to drive manual before I buy the automatic one. I get it's going to be more comfort if you have the automatic one. However, the ride quality and rider experience with the manual, that's where it is. This one, if you ask me, I wouldn't buy it. But I mean, it's still a, you know, a good choice if you ask me. But I would go with the manual one, not with the automatic. So I will tell you that going from a person that never has ridden a Slingshot to riding a Slingshot now, I can definitely see why people buy it. I mean, the comfort level is unparalleled. You're sitting in an open cockpit, and you get that feel that you're, you know, that you're out on the open road. Now, more so if you have, you know, your spouse, like my spouse, she doesn't like to ride motorcycles. She might actually get in this one because she has a seatbelt and she is able to sit down. Now, there's no airbags in this, you know, in this models. This is what is considered an auto cycle. So many states now are even taking the restrictions of you having to wear a helmet. So something to consider. But and again, overall great choice. The color selection to me is a little bit on the wild side. I'm more of a just, you know, your typical colors, or at least nothing this bright like this one. So beautiful car with great features. If you like rolling your own gears, that's the way to go. If you don't, you know, buy this one, but just know that you might be disappointed, especially with the transmission. I'm thinking if they are to go with a dual clutch transmission, that would probably solve all their issues, because a dual clutch transmission is going to be shifting a lot quicker, and you're not going to have that gap in between. It honestly feels like almost when cars were going from, you know, back in the 60s, when cars were slowly going from from automatic to manual, that, you know, you had those clunky transmissions. This is what this feels like. It feels like they're just still in their infancy. They have a lot to do regarding updates, but overall, you know, it's a good quality. I'm just curious about longevity. This is going to be a 2.0 4-cylinder Polaris engine. This is going to be developed in-house, versus before they were using a Chevrolet motor, a 2.4. So longevity-wise, I mean, that's something still to be seen. So we're in neutral now, and we are done, guys. So as you can see, I mean, very bold colors. Let's look at the rear tire, that way you guys know what I'm talking about. Here's the rear tire. So you can see this is going to be a very wide tire. This is going to be belt driven. You're going to see the wishbone back there. That's going to allow you to go up and down. But it's a beautiful concept.
How's the ride?
I'd much rather drive the manual one.
Manual?
That transmission is like, it's like almost, it feels like somebody that's driving manual that doesn't know how to drive it. It's very laggy. It has like those big pauses in between the shifts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I know if you really like manual, it can be
Yeah.
hard to train.
Yeah. Guys, so that was that one. Let me just show you the other one real quick since we're here. This is a Slingshot R. This is the one that we drove earlier. So as you can see, basically the same vehicle. It's just going to be different color schemes. All the options are going to be the same. Rear backup camera. You're going to have the speakers back here. Touchscreen, push start. So yeah, not bad. I was thinking of trying, you know, the S, but after driving, you know, the R manual and the automatic, there's really no point in driving the S. It's basically going to be the same one. It's just that this one is going to be just their base model. It's going to have, the software is going to, you know, detune it a little bit just to have 178 horsepower. So I mean, if you ask me, there's really no point in test riding that one. So alright guys, so if you like the content, guys, just give it a thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.